Welcome back to the Malted Man Cave, and tonight we have a special guest appearance by one of my best friends, David Bruns, one of my childhood best friends. He's come to join the whiskey cult. Welcome.
Thank you. Excited to be down here in your basement.
A little funny story about Dave. Dave was my free entertainment growing up.
Oh, I didn't know we were gonna.
You didn't know that?
I didn't know we were gonna bring out the early childhood.
Well, I'm allowed to make fun of you in this.
Okay.
You got to be here for a couple more reviews.
No,
I can. This is my one time.
Dude, make fun.
No shots across the bow this way.
Nothing.
So, whiskey. Wow, we've been drinking a little bit, just maybe a little bit. So, my buddy Dave, he knows beer, he knows wine, he's drinking bourbon. He's had scotch before, but he, admittedly so, right? You were not a dab hand at scotch.
Yes. I've enjoyed it, but I have not studied it as my...
So, today, and this, I want to tell you a little bit about this first, and then I want to tell you a story about this the other night. So, we're going to be reviewing the Macallan Edition number 2. It's at 48.2 ABV. It is not colored, and although normally Macallan chill filters pretty much all their whiskeys, this is the closest Macallan I've ever had that did not taste chill filtered, which is awesome in my book. So this is about 120 bucks depending where you get it, US dollars. And my buddy Dave came over, we were watching a little basketball going out for St. Patty's, and I was like, we were talking, I'm like, hey man, you need to come be a part of my reviews because drinking is a lot less depressing when you're drinking with somebody else. So it's either I needed to have an intervention for myself, or I needed to bring someone
or a partner
along.
Yeah.
So
no, I was so I had been wanting to do something like this for so long, and I was so excited when I found a friend that had. He's been keeping it from us for a little bit.
Pretty much we're hitting our midlife crises.
Yeah, we gotta find something.
We're lame old men that now do vlogs. So anyways.
4 Malton Man Cave thumbs up.
So Dave, I decided I was gonna give him some of the scotch. I was like, let's for our first review, let's do this. This is something that recently come out, a lot of people interested in it. They want to know if it's good, is it bad? Because it's not cheap. And it's a non-age statement whiskey, which obviously we know a lot of people are very paranoid about that, and a lot of people are up in arms. But I'm here to tell you this is actually an amazing whiskey. So I gave some to Dave, and him not being a dab hand at whiskey, he thought it was a little hot. He's like, "Can I put a little water?" And I was like, "Yeah, just put a splash." Do you have your water bottle on you? Can you go get that real quick? Is there whiskey in your?
No, there's not.
So he had about this much of a $100+ whiskey, and he goes like this. He's like, just put a dab in. And he goes,
no, splash. I said splash, and you said splash back to me.
I thought he was a reasonable, logical.
I'm a big splasher.
So he goes like this to $100 whiskey. So pretty much I had to put
not that much.
A second glass.
It was not that much.
So, all right, if we keep going this route, it's going to be like a 30-minute review.
Giggles.
All right, I want to tell you a little bit about Macallan. This is my first Macallan review. I love Macallan. It's no longer my favorite whiskey. Glendronach, Aberlour, those have kind of taken the #1 spot for me. But this is actually a really good one. And I wanted to tell you a little bit about Macallan. Macallan is known for using Golden Promise barley, and they used to boast that they use 100% Golden Promise barley. Excuse me. Golden Promise is a strain of barley that is known for just being a very sweet, mellow. It makes the wort before it goes into the whole distilling process, the sweet and mellow wort. It's got very rich depth of flavor, and it comes off as sweet, crisp, and really clean. And I think Macallan and Glengoyne are the only 2 distilleries that use it because it's really expensive. I actually just read something. I'm going to read it to you. We both have jobs, and I don't have time to memorize this, so I'm going to read it off of my computer. It says, one of the signature qualities of Macallan whiskey has traditionally been its use of Golden Promise barley. It's sometimes claimed that Macallan uses 100% Golden Promise. However, in Raw Spirit in 2003, Scottish author Ian Banks, yes, that one, writes, Macallan uses Golden Promise barley. I don't even know what that means, yes, that one. I copied and pasted this, guys. A variety which is out of favor with farmers these days because it produces a much less yield than more recent, more productive, but unfortunately less tasty forms. As a result, Golden Promise has become hard to get a hold of over the years, and even Macallan has had to resort to other varieties, using only about 30% Golden Promise since about 1994. So there you have it. They no longer use 100% Golden Promise. But this is still amazing whiskey. So without further ado, and no more blabbering, let's taste some whiskey.
Get into it.
You want to go and pour yourself some?
I think I have enough water in there
We've only had 2 glasses, I swear.
Yeah.
We just don't get to hang out that much. I miss his musk.
No, you hate my musk.
I do hate your musk. All right. Dave, would you like to start us off? Tell us a little bit about what you get on the nose.
Yeah. My first thoughts when you first gave it to me tonight, it was definitely spicy right off the bat. I can definitely smell like a strong spice. And then the second thought was a sweetness added to it that I could smell. I could smell almost it was strong at first, and then almost on the exhale it was sweet, and it was confusing, which was nice about it. Complicated, I would say. It was a complicated smell, and I wasn't expecting. I was just, oh, this smells like whiskey, but it was a little bit more complicated than I assumed it would be.
Us whiskey connoisseurs like to say complex.
Complex.
Makes it sound fancy.
Complex.
Just stick your finger out a little bit. Very complex.
A complex scent or notes, what have you. The other part of the scent to it is it reminded me of my grandfather. He had this cologne called Aramis, and I never knew this grandfather. He was my father's father, and one Christmas my dad gave me a present, and it was a bottle of Aramis, and he explained to me that this was his dad's scent, and
it was that I hate.
No, not the scent that you hate.
But
it was it immediately when I took the first set breath, it reminded me of my grandfather, that I never knew that I his cologne. Anyways,
awesome.
That was my first a novice's smell.
You're better than you think, actually. Very impressed.
I've been studying all of your previous videos.
So I get a little bit of ginger, nutmeg, cloves and cinnamon. And actually, this is one of the most spicy drams in a good way that I've ever had. Something about this is kind of famous for the fact that 3 brothers have a restaurant in Spain called El Salar de Can Roca, twice voted the best restaurant in the world. And apparently these 3 brothers, they each picked a cask. Different cask type from, sherry cask from Jerez, from the Douro Valley, from wherever. And then the master distiller, Bob Delgarno, he picked a cask as well. And then I'm not sure the time frames, how they put them into each cask and the time frames. But whatever they did, it is spicy in a good way. So I get the ginger, the nutmeg, cloves and cinnamon. Remember we used to smoke cloves?
Yes, that would pair well with a Jean, a black.
We're going to die when we're 40 because we smoked those.
Oh man, so sweet. Right on the lips.
So, what was I saying? Oh, last but not least, obviously with Macallan, you get these rubbery notes, a little bit of flint. And I actually slightly get that. And to me, it's actually a positive thing. Some people say it negatively. I like just a little, it's not like a bad rubbery in that flint. It's really good.
Yeah.
So, let's taste a little bit. You tell me what you got on the palate. Real good.
Once again, I'm not used to the high ABV.
Oh yeah, you never got your splash of water, did you?
That's okay. No. The high ABV in this, I feel like it really plays well with the taste of it.
Mm-hmm.
I wrote that it kind of rolls, it tingles on your tongue as you're tasting it. Smoother, definitely smoother than I thought it would be. It's easy to drink, very easy to drink, too easy to drink. No, but and then like you had just said, the nutmeg. I thought there was definitely a nutmeg taste to it, almost like almost like Christmas. Like if I don't know how to explain it. It tastes
like Christmas cake. The British call it Christmas cake. I know we don't really have it.
like fruitcake.
Yeah.
Like okay, like a Christmas, like it's got spice in there, but it's also got that
Fruit,
citrusy sweet,
raisins,
cherry.
plums,
I got
cherries.
cherry. I got chocolate. I got like a. It was very complicated. Very. What is that? Wait. What was the complex? Very
You have to
complex.
put your finger up like this.
Yes,
first.
complex. I got all of. It was just a very festive holiday kind of taste when I first. Even when I just had it again, it reminded me of that. Something that I would have around a fire with stockings hung with care.
And actually, Christmas cake is a very cliche. A lot of people, when you have a sherry whiskey, they get that. So it's pretty impressive that you actually picked that out.
Well,
Without even knowing that you haven't heard reviews say Christmas cake and then said it. So yeah, absolutely, you get like the spicy cherries, fruit, the Christmas cake, fruit cake for sure. So I get. Let me take a look. Another go. Chocolate oranges, like chocolate orange candy.
that's
You get it?
yep, yeah.
Toffee. That's what I get. Again, more ginger and nutmeg and allspice. And I wonder if that your old grandpa's cologne, if that had some sort of allspice in it. That kind
Probably, and that's probably what reminded me of it. I don't know. Somebody out there in internet land, Aramis cologne, Aramis. I guess I'll look it up.
All right. Rosh not least. On the finish.
The finish.
The power of the pause.
The power of the pause.
It's a very powerful pause.
The finish for me. I was waiting because I wanted to get that same feeling that I had from the first time I had this. First thought was on the way back from family camp as a child, stopping in Amish country to get this licorice that they made there, and the
Black licorice or like red licorice?
black licorice. Black licorice. Yeah, no, they don't have red licorice. Real licorice. Root
Red licorice is totally real
Oh, okay.
licorice. Come on.
Twizzlers. Anyways.
Red vines. We're a red vine family here.
But the taste left in my mouth on the ride home, it's not a bad taste. In fact, I prefer the aftertaste to the actual eating those. But no, once again, this drink, for me, it only brings positive memories as I'm drinking it, which is a
Good
I
thing.
mean, it's a good feeling.
So for the finish for me, I have never said this yet. I've always either said short or medium. This is the first. I actually get a very long finish, very long, and I get kind of cinnamon.
Does that mean it stays with you?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
yeah.
after you drink it, let it sit in your mouth for like a couple seconds, and then after you swallow, about 10-15 seconds afterwards, do you still taste it? Do you still feel it lingering? And if it is, like what flavor is it? A lot of times it will taste the same as what you got on the palate. Sometimes there'll be minute differences,
Right.
which make it interesting.
Right.
And I actually get cinnamon candies, which I did say cinnamon earlier, but this time it's more of a candy.
Now, I'm sorry to interrupt. Do the makers
He's not coming back on the show, guys.
do the makers purposefully make notes to last shorter than other ones so that this last note of licorice for me lingers? Was that meant? Is that?
Oh, they'll say that they meant it, and they'll
Okay.
put it on the box.
Okay.
Little whiskey knowledge bombs. Just don't even bother reading what it says on the tin. Yes, every once in a while they're spot on, but more often than not, it's gonna
Rubbish.
give you a false impression. You're gonna like, yeah, I do smell that. Oh my gosh, so good. And really, you just need to at least taste it yourself first, and then read the notes. And sometimes this is a nice supplement, but it should never be like what you base it off of. But yes, they will tell you all about it.
Okay.
And yeah, there's different whiskey distilleries that have like a certain profile.
So maybe it might be an accident. Maybe it's on purpose.
Yeah, and there's a little bit. Ralphie, a famous reviewer, likes to say Providence, and that's
Oh, I like that.
chance.
Yeah.
Sometimes, like you can take a great sherry cask, you can take a good, new make spirit, and more than likely the probabilities are high you're going to get a good quality whiskey. Every once in a while, things can go haywire though. In the dunnage warehouses where the roofs leak and you have earth floors, I think again another Ralphie homage. He says that sometimes he was getting this umami note in a spring break cask strength 12, and he said it was amazing. And he said that he thought it's possible because the roofs were leaking and the bunghole. Yes, the bunghole, Dave.
Oh no, I know what that is.
There's a cloth that kind of, and then they put in the wooden
The tap,
into the
the
bunghole.
ta-
Yeah,
yeah,
tap it in.
tap it.
And he said sometimes when that gets wet, the moisture kind of seeps in through the bunghole, and sometimes it can cause different flavors depending on what the bung cloth textures, qualities, whatever. And he says sometimes it can make it like a cheesy note, and it can be bad. But sometimes it can have this umami,
Yeah.
savory note that's awesome.
Right.
So yeah,
Providence.
there's just Providence. There's chance in everything.
Yeah.
But normally, if you have good casks, good whiskey, you take care of it, you put it in a good place, it's going to be good.
Bunghole. You know who created that word?
I would love to know.
Willie Shakes. Willie Shakespeare.
Willie?
Willie Shakes, man. Created that. He created bunghole.
All right. So I get a long finish with ginger, cinnamon candies, and a little bit of cola. What's your malted milk?
Ooh,
cake bar?
cola. Exactly,
Get
cola.
it?
Yeah, that. It's almost like a licorice like taste for me. Is like
Oh.
that cola taste. Yeah,
What's your mark?
exactly. Because it was such a good. It was a good time for me. 92.
92 out of 100?
92 malted man cave marks. Yes.
91 out of 100. For a non-age statement whiskey, this is good stuff. Go out and get some. Sláinte.